do as Mitchell looks for an answer.
Ooh, pure, nothing but net.
Garland to the basket, stole the inbound pass. He lays it in.
Basketball down there.
Very high percentage shot for him from that spot. Merrill for three. Tristan Thompson on the floor. The three, that's short. Hard rebound, ricochets out to Merrill for three again.
For the We Like Sportz Show, tune in and see the latest the crew has to say regarding the latest sports topics nationally and locally. Make sure to check out our website as well, WeLikeSportsPC.com. Subscribe on all platforms, including podcast platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and much more. And be sure to follow us on X at We Like Sportz PC.
Started with Anderson and Ramirez.
He said, let's go, right? Yeah, I'm sure he wants the game to start, but they won't let it. And rightfully so.
And welcome to the We Like Sportz Show. I'm your host, Ed in Columbus, with my man, CJ. How's it going today, my guy?
I'm okay. I am okay. Yeah. Michael Lorenzen is not a protector, by the way. We were talking about that before the show.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a jam-packed show today. Going to get into the hottest segment. The great debate rolls on in a little bit. Obviously, some great candidates. My personal favorite. Peyton's going to join us pretty soon, but we'll start the show off with a little bit of, you know what? Let's do a little NBA. Let's start off with a little NBA action now. Post All-Star game break, the Cavaliers came out and lost 2 quick games at home.
Yeah, those don't count. You can't count those. No Donovan Mitchell.
Now we have to mention it to Orlando and Philly. Got the win yesterday against the Wizards. Okay. What do you see with them? Are they a little bit broken, not broken, just hit a little bump?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, they didn't have the best guy on their team. Donovan Mitchell is the Cavs. Yeah. We will go as far as he carries us on his back. Now, he has a much better supporting cast around him, but when he's not out there, it will be bad. Didn't help that Karis LeVert shot fucking 1 for a million against the Sixers, but it is what it is. You're going to have off nights. I like Philly. I like Orlando. I think Orlando is actually quietly really good.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. Yeah, you always got to take stuff without Mitchell with a grain of salt.
Now, it came out today. Renowned writer Terry Pluto, as people in Northeast Ohio know him very well, came out and said basically that Donovan Mitchell is the second best Cavalier of all time. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. No, I think 100%.
Okay.
It's not even close. It's Big Z on him. Fucking with you.
Here's the thing. I remember the Mark Price days, the Brad Daugherty days, and
I just think it's not close. I know Kyrie and Love were both really good, but Kyrie didn't. He was a good secondary player. But I'm saying Mitchell has put this team on. When you look at guys that carry the Cavs, Mitchell is the second best Cav of all time.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, those Cavs teams from 86 to 92 with Mark Price, Brad Daugherty, they would win 50 games. And what is exactly Donovan Mitchell carrying them? What, to win 50 games and get bounced in the first round? What is he getting?
Brad Daugherty got bounced. I just think he's in terms of talent.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Doing.
Yeah, when you make the argument of the talent, I'll go with you there. But when you say about carrying the team, and those that 92 Cavs team with 57
he's
wins,
not the second most
6 games against the
Bulls in the
finals.
I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. Not the second most decorated Cav of all time, but he is the second best Cav of all time.
Yeah, I would say from a standpoint of just pure basketball player ability,
he is a monster. I think he's the second best Cav of all time. In terms of being a monster.
Hey, is he going to be the best Cavalier of all time and leave the city of Cleveland?
Probably.
Yeah. I don't want to see. I try to make a joke out about it and everything.
I don't know. Like, I think they're interesting.
But it hurts me because I'm a Cavs fan, so I don't want to. I mean, it doesn't really do me any good.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not worried about them leaving. I'm just trying to enjoy the run. We're number 2 seed in the East. Like, right now, at the end of the day, we got the 2 seed.
Yeah. Well,
and we're playing, just as good as ball as anybody when we're healthy, and it'd be a tough out in a 7-game set. You gotta. Yeah, Boston's Boston, but Boston's choke artists,
Yeah. But do you think JB will do you still feel like he's the guy? Because there's still a lot of people out there that have their,
I don't know if I've ever felt he was the guy, but he feels like a guy.
Okay. Well, so is David Blatt. I mean,
yeah. I mean, outside of 2016, what has Ty Lue done?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say one thing. I think the NBA, just like all sports, they say that.
I just think
it's the players, but in the NBA, it really is the players. It really is the players.
I think coaching matters a lot less in the NBA than it does in the NFL. JBL's or not JBL. JB's got to make the right rotations and take care of shit. And, I think it's a tough job to fuck up right now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they're number 2 seed. Get down in the ball.
Well, we have somebody that's more than a 2 seed. I'm going to say he's a 1 seed. We got March Madness
Keith Allen.
up, but yellow kiss butt right now. But hey, what's up, my guy Peyton?
Oh,
CJ was right. It was Keith Allen. That's the number 1 seed. I'm more of like a number 16, a UMBC.
I'll give yourself more credit. Well, maybe not.
I don't want to talk college basketball because I really don't watch college basketball, but I watched Purdue play Michigan.
I watched that game.
The first 6 or 7 minutes. Man, is there a guy? I don't think I've ever seen a guy force up more shots than Zach Edey. It is just get that guy the ball and he's gonna put it up no matter where he is, and it probably isn't gonna go in. It was fucking ugly to watch Purdue play offense.
There's a swear there, CJ, and
he's had about 3 of them already. 3 F-bombs already.
Listen, you told me it was okay.
No, I didn't say any of that. But what I have to say now, officially, is that fuck that.
All right.
Because that's thinking he could run the show. He took over the Great Debate before, and he acts like he's like the hot shit.
He always takes over the Great Debate. That's why he's debating you today.
No. Because no. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah, there's been some wrangling, some improprieties alleged taken out against me, and I just want to say, hey, we'll go with that later. But
I think Ed's doing a great job.
Some might say, could you say? I know CJ.
Shut the fuck up! Don't say it. Shut the fuck up and let Ed do his thing.
I was gonna say.
I wish you were Keith Allen.
F-word. All
right, Ed, what are you talking about?
I don't even know
Zach
anymore. Zach Edey. Yeah, we're talking about Edey. Now, I will say one thing. So he came in, and when he was coming into college, Purdue really wanted, was it Dickinson or was it Hunter Dickinson?
Yeah, Dickinson. Yeah,
from Michigan. Or now he's at Kansas. And Edey was like a 300th ranked player. He wasn't even looked at. So the amazing steps and he might be, like I said, Jerry Lucas and all these players. He might be back-to-back college player of the year. And
don't get me wrong, he put up 35 and 15, but
he doesn't amaze me. He should put up that because he's just bigger than people. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
It was the ugliest first half, and he finished strong. He finished 14-18, but dude, he missed his first 4 shots. And it was just ugly to watch. It was tough. I was like, this is bad basketball. This is not good.
I think all of college basketball this year, because let's be real, what is Purdue going to be a 1 seed? A lot of these teams, you look at college basketball, there's the blue bloods aren't as strong as they used to be. And I don't know, maybe it makes March Madness even more, I guess, for lack of a better word.
I don't know. March Madness has lost its pizzazz to me over the years.
You think so? So you think it's better? Is it better when Carolina, Duke, and all the blue bloods are
I don't think I think what makes it. I think we're just nostalgic about it. I don't think it's that good. I think it's overrated.
Well, it is.
I do. I think it's overrated because I don't know who any of these fucking guys are. I don't know who any of these guys are. Every time I'm like, who is this?
Yeah,
but
I think that's it's tough.
March
Madness it's a thing because it's fun. It's fun. No, that's not why.
Did you know John Morant before John Morant was in the March Madness?
Yeah, he was actually getting a hella pub. Yeah, Murray State almost didn't make the tournament. He was part of the reason Murray State made the tournament that year.
But exactly, if it wasn't for
he had
him,
played one game. They lost in the first round.
no, they didn't. They made it further that year.
No, I don't think they did. I think they
Look
lost
it up,
the first
CJ.
round.
You're the stats guy.
I'm on it.
Well, I think
Murray State. I mean, like Ja was known before.
Yeah, as a shooter.
Yeah.
No, he's. Oh my God, that's such a bad.
What kind of shooter is that? Never mind. I'll leave those jokes alone. Alleged. I mean, he just brandished it. I don't think there was ever any.
Brandon?
I don't know. I just think it's overrated. Like,
yeah, brandished.
Miller Light.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Right. I love your jokes, and I'm glad, that nobody's getting them because they might be mad at us. They might get mad at us, and that's fine.
When did Ja leave Murray State?
Now, here's the thing, though. Like, I'm old school. I'm older, so like,
round of 32, they won one game.
Told you it wasn't the first round.
What made March Madness cool back in the day was you had the Fab Five for 2 years. You knew all their names.
Yeah, that's what
Christian
I'm saying.
Leitner, Bobby Hurley.
So
nowadays you don't know who plays on these teams anymore.
I think that's why it's lost its pizzazz to me.
The last relevant one for March Madness, I think you could say, was, and I mean, maybe it's a little bit of bias, but when Cleveland hosted the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16, when you had Kentucky, you had Anthony Davis a part of that. You had a good Notre Dame team. You had Wichita State.
Who was on that Notre Dame team? Name one guy from the Notre Dame team.
Yeah, that guy.
Exactly. I think that's the problem with March Madness.
Patrick's Day is coming up.
McCallahan or something, some Irish name.
I
don't
know
know.
what I mean? Like, that's the
McAllister.
part of March Madness.
Yeah, that's it.
It loses me. Who are you rooting for? I don't know who these fucking guys are.
But are you still filling, guys? Speaking of which, if you're not filling out a bracket, we're gonna end up probably doing.
No, I don't think I've done a bracket for March Madness in years.
Well, we're going to do one.
2 years ago, I let my students do one, and they just picked it off whichever mascot sounded cooler. That's how we did it.
That probably is better than what I would probably put out there. So
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think I could name you one person playing college basketball right now.
Crapshoot though, when it comes to bracket season.
Yeah, but I just think that it's not fun.
Well, why don't we
We'll just cancel the tournament because CJ's not having fun.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think it's lost its pizzazz.
Let's do this year.
You think March Madness is just as fun as it was 10 years ago? No, you're got nothing good to say.
No, I do. I have a lot to say.
I'm talking to Ed. Ed, you think March Madness is just as fun now as it was 10 years ago?
No.
You don't think it's lost its flavor a little bit?
I don't like it when things get watered down.
That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of
not a.
Oh no, who's not watered down? Who's not watered down? Speaking of number one seed, we got
Cleveland State.
Yeah, there's Cleveland State.
Keith is our college
basketball
guy.
Keep us in line, Keith. We need help
Keith,
here.
How do you feel about the NCAA tournament? You think it's still got the same kind of energy behind it, or it's died down over the years?
It's especially with the men's game has died down.
Yeah.
But the women's game has extended big time. I know more women's players
that's
than
what I'm
I
saying.
do what it means.
Part of the reason is they stay,
Yeah.
I just
might be
a lot
having
of
a
guys
Buckeye
in college
soon.
basketball that can benefit from some extra. I don't know. I'd like to see college basketball kind of adopt a rule like college baseball has. Let guys go out of high school if they want to go out of high school.
Yes.
But if they
Let
come,
them
make them stay 2 years if they come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not 3, but 2 years.
Yeah. But I know more women's players. Like this year, the NCAA tournament, you got Juju Watkins, probably be freshman of the year. Paige Beckers, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I mean,
keep the big bucks.
From Ohio State.
The Ohio JC Sheldon.
Yes. And think about this. You got the Ohio State girls. You got the Cleveland State girls.
Cleveland State, man. Who would have thought?
There we go.
Men's college basketball used to be so fun to me, but over the years, I don't know if because I just became more of a football guy, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't hit the same anymore. The tournament's still cool, the upsets are still cool, but when you're not rooting for anything and just kind of rooting for upsets, I think that takes the fun out of it. There's no bad guy.
True.
You know what I mean? You root against Alabama, you root against Michigan.
Yes.
I can't even tell you what Kentucky's record is.
We have a bad guy on the We Like Sportz Show, and it's
Peyton, yeah.
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall. Okay. Oh, he's playing. Okay.
Because before you used to look forward to seeing if the Kentuckys can go all the way, or the Georgetowns, or the Syracuses, or even the Indianas, or the Michigans. And now it's
yeah. I don't know. It's less.
CJ, you got a Zach Edey poster in your room, don't you?
It's right next to that American flag.
Right. Like Edey's been a guy that's been around for a minute. I'm like,
yes.
But like I can't tell you many people in college basketball, and I think that's kind of but I think that's kind of like a lot of people could say that. Yeah. How many people playing college basketball could you name right now? Like
you mentioned it last week. You guys both did with Chris Holtman. How did he have a job for that long?
Because nobody cares anymore. That's why.
Attention.
Yeah. Nobody pays attention to it, and it's, as long as the football program's bringing in the money, and the basketball program isn't losing money, then they kind of just let it slide. It seems like. And now,
I think more people are probably excited for like spring games coming up than March Madness. I bet.
In Columbus, we're buying a championship this year.
Yeah, I bet. Ohio State basketball. It's ever since DeBoer took over. It's it's got a little more excitement behind it. There's more people probably excited for the spring game.
Oh yeah,
than they are about like
yeah.
And is what it is. It's just there's such a gap between that and college sports.
Chip Kelly, it's right. Oh, the Ohio State Buckeyes going to win one this year because
and Harbaugh's gone.
Michigan wins and Moore cries again.
That's after game one and game one only.
Yeah, he's going to cry every game. Every game, Sherrod Moore's crying.
I'm surprised. Maybe Caleb Williams might stay back a year so they could both cry together.
He's already in the draft. What do you mean?
Well, get his nails painted.
Caleb Williams just really struggles with the losing, so maybe that was part of it, was that the tears could end up happening between that and the Wolverines. I mean, Moore and Caleb Williams, you never know. Anything could happen come draft.
I like your violence today, Peyton. I love your violence.
I'm a little feisty. I worked out before the show. CJ.
Yeah, he's feeling vascular.
Dude, vascular. Ultra vascular.
Well, you know what? Hey, speaking of working out, if you want an energy drink that you can mix at home that doesn't give you the jitters,
no jitters,
make you crash. If so, then try W. Their products have no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. W has great flavors such as Dragonade, Galaxy Grenade, Peach and Peach, and Dub Sludge. So head on over to w.gg and use the coupon code We Like Sportz to get 10% off your order. Also, they got a new flavor, Aniba Elixir flavor. It's like a sour gummy bear. Who wouldn't like that? So,
it was pretty good. I had that today.
Oh, nice.
There's an episode of Futurama where like they're pulling like soda pop from like a slug's body, and every time Ed talks about W, that's what I think of.
Dump sludge.
Well,
specifically.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know what doesn't make me think of that? The Snooze You Lose podcast. So check that out with Uncle Joe the Black Bookie. He'll get you set with his Sunday Snooze You Lose pick of the week. So he's been hot lately too, CJ, as you attested to last week.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Yeah,
I actually heard, believe it or not, Uncle Joe the Black Bookie and Alicia Keys are both on fire recently.
Ooh, that boy is on fire.
That bookie is on fire.
Yeah. That will not win a Grammy, probably our rendition of it. But shout out to Alicia.
Sports.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Or attempt to.
Yeah. Also, too, we got.
I want to see what his success rate has been recently, because
he was like 15-8 on the one. I think he was talking about before yesterday's. He was really, really hot. So
yeah, and then I think yesterday he ended up having the Bucks over the 76, I believe.
Yeah,
and I mean, when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. If you want a Sunday snooze you lose a lock, the last 23 picks he was 15-8. So now in 24, he's 16-8. He's 8 games above 500 if you're doing the math at home.
Yeah, or we did it for you. We did it for you. It's even better. No math. We'll do the math. Hey, check out the We Like Sportz. You'll have fun, and we'll do the math for you.
CJ does math once in a while. That's what he's doing right now.
What are you doing, CJ? You're giving me creeper vibes right now.
Trying to find this video.
Trying to find what now?
Okay. What the Dub Sludge?
Next victim or what?
No, the Dub Sludge.
Keith, talk to me. I missed you. What? So tell me. Okay, 67 degrees in Columbus. Beautiful day. Tell me about Cleveland today.
It's nice. It's about 60 degrees, but I'm not too excited about it because it's going to get cold on Thursday. So I don't really be too excited about the
That's so
weather.
Cleveland of you guys. You're like, it's like the sports in you. You know, today's a beautiful day, but you're like, I can't.
This is
enjoy
it right here, Ed. I found
because-
it. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. That's the dump sludge.
Oh, here.
That's what I think of every time you say dump sludge.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The fact that he found a way to screen share is just all
But-
proud.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful day. I ain't going to even lie. I ain't going to.
Well, beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Well, all I'm just saying is it's so Cleveland of you to not enjoy today because you're worried about Thursday.
So Columbus of you to talk about Cleveland.
That's very true.
Hey, I just want to point out this. Columbus, not only did we celebrate the Columbus Crew getting championship rings on Saturday, something that doesn't happen in Cleveland but every 52 years, but the women Buckeyes, Big Ten champions, the men 2 out of 3 with a nice win over Michigan State yesterday.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, like Meatloaf would say. And so, I mean, Columbus is a city of champions. So I don't know what you're talking about, CJ.
Sure is. How many NBA finals does Columbus have?
And the Blue Jackets actually won a game too. Imagine that. That's really
How many NBA logos does Columbus have?
Didn't the Blue Jackets stop a 10-game winning streak? Somebody's win streak?
I think so. I try not to pay attention to them, Keith, because then it would, it's like
they
the it's like the Indians back in the 80s, Keith.
Saying
you wore the stuff, but you didn't represent
it. Is like saying the Monsters have a championship.
No. I want to say this: Major League Soccer. You could say what you want, but more people probably pay attention to that than you could argue Major League Baseball. You could argue that.
That's not saying much. Baseball sucks.
Okay, well, I guess you're not going to make. I guess I won't have to argue with CJ because he's kind of making my point. Yeah, how's that? Speaking of Major League Baseball, we got the spring training going on. Guardians, what do you guys thinking?
Yeah, your boots on the ground down there.
Got shut out their first game, but have won.
Yeah, they won the last 2.
Yeah,
they won today.
I saw a stat earlier today too. Kyle Manzardo ended up.
Manzardo, oh my God!
We love our Guardians.
Manzardo.
Stuttered. You didn't hear that. I said Manzardo.
I thought he heard. I heard Manzardo.
I don't know what he said. I thought I heard Mizuno.
What did he do today?
But he's 3 for 3 so far in spring. So
we won the trade. We won the trade.
Well, I mean, a bag of peanuts with him would have been the same way. I mean, no offense to Aaron Savali, but so far, I mean, looking in spring, we're 3 games in. I mean, I'm excited for it. It's just nice to have baseball back, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna win the division.
Yeah, did you see the projections from Fangraphs? They actually have the Guardians finishing second with like 81 and 81, and the Twins 3 games above 500.
Twins are not going to win 84 games.
But I just want to know, Keith, that the Yankees going to bounce back.
Of course.
Okay, so the Yankees are going to continue. Keith, I want your honest opinion.
They don't win it this year.
There's always next year.
So you're thinking, Keith, you're telling me win it. You mean win the World Series? Is that what you're saying?
You think they're going to win the division, Keith?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What about the Orioles? The Orioles.
I know. Are they going away, or what are the Orioles doing?
I don't know. Well, how much of the Orioles was everybody else in the East being bad last year?
I mean, when you have 100 wins, you have 100 wins.
Because you got to look at it. You got to look at the AL East. You got the Yankees, Tampa Bay, the Orioles.
Tampa Bay's dog
Toronto.
shit after Franco went away.
Boston's going to suck, I think. Boston
is going
to have a long year.
Boston quietly won 78 games last year. What's their over-under?
But Devers is salty because they ain't got nobody.
I have a question then.
Is that a healthy Trevor Story?
If we're
go ahead, Peyton. Go ahead.
If we're talking about the Orioles and how, I mean, we're not necessarily saying that it's a fluke, but
Orioles are projected. Their over/under is 89.5. The Yankees is 93.
Really?
But with the Orioles, how does that exactly work out? Because with the Guardians, you could say the same thing. Because the Guardians beat up on the division before in the past, and they ended up seeing the effect of the whole entire gameplay of not playing within their division.
Yeah, but the Yankees aren't going to win 82 games. They're going to win more than 82 games next year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to factor that into account.
For what? For the Orioles?
No, for next year. Like the Yankees aren't going to win 82 games next year. They're going to win more than that. The Rays aren't going to win 99, though.
No.
Do they have them?
And I don't think Baltimore's going to be.
What do they have the Rays over under?
Baltimore had a better record on the road than they did at home last year. I don't think they're going to play that good on the road.
And usually, that doesn't usually translate
the Rays,
year to year.
Yeah, what's the Rays?
Was 84.5 is their line.
Oh, okay.
Toronto's is 87.5. I don't like Toronto's pitching.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean,
well, maybe it is the Yankees. Maybe the Yankees. Yankees got Soto, right? So I mean,
yeah, I think the Yankees are the best team in the East.
Okay.
What's that
They
line?
got
The Red Sox line is 75.5. It's essentially saying the East.
Yeah, they're gonna blow. They're gonna blow.
I think the Red Sox gonna be terrible. I think they're pitching.
Yeah, I do too.
And Rafael Devers is salty.
Yeah.
Well, he might. Yeah.
He is salty.
I'll tell you a team who's over under I like is Pittsburgh at 75.5. I love that over.
Yeah, I could see them being over.
Pittsburgh was playing the best baseball until Cruz got hurt in April. Like I know Cruz got hurt like late April, but Pittsburgh started off amazing.
Oh yeah, the Rays in Pittsburgh had the best start last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I mean, it could happen again. I mean, let me end up asking a counter question then. Do you guys end up thinking that you end up seeing anything similar to last year, that you end up having teams within the first couple of weeks of the season becoming undefeated? Because I think the Rays were like that for the first 2
somebody
weeks.
will start off hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying undefeated. I'm not saying hot. I'm saying
I don't know about undefeated.
I don't know about that. That's hard to do.
Because I mean, that happened.
You could see a team going 7-8-0, but I don't know about anything about. I mean, that's
Rays were like off to 13-0.
Yeah, that's
the Rays were bad after Franco got suspended.
Yes, and Franco is
anytime soon.
I was about to say he's not going to be back no time soon, which means the division goes to
the Yankees. Yankees win. Yankees win.
I think the Yankees win the East.
Yeah, because if they don't do it this year, Boone is out.
Will you stop being a Yankees fan if they don't win the division this year?
I'm just
going to be a Red
if
Sox
they don't win, period. If they don't win, period. Boone.
You think it's World Series
throwing the hammer down?
World Series.
Whoa.
Really?
World Series or
Boone has did less with more than anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
You think if Tito would have had some of them teams, he probably would have won about 2 or 3 World Series.
Tito's going there. Tito's going there as Keith Allen
next year.
Yeah, next year.
I think the biggest problem with the Yankees, they're going to run Stanton out there every day. Like, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be in the lineup.
Yeah. Because now you got DH. Just imagine that lineup. Stanton, Verdugo.
He can't even run the bases, Stanton, though.
Nah.
Yeah, either could Babe Ruth. They figured it out.
No, Stanton, like, physically cannot move.
Yeah, he's like a shell of himself, for real.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I mean, he's playing center this year.
I'm looking at that lineup. Defense is the big cause for concern in that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That lineup is bad defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Rizzo was hurt last year. I'll give him a pass. Rizzo's solid.
Hey Rizzo, CJ's giving you a pass. He says thanks.
But I'm saying, like,
Tony or Tony, which one?
Yeah, right. Which one?
Torres is rough defensively.
Yeah.
At times. Volpe at 200. LeMay, who's old as can be. If you have an outfield of Judge and Center.
Yeah, I kind of was like, woo. I thought so.
Better than Straw.
Hey,
yeah, I'm saying defense, though.
I don't care. He hits 3-run home runs. He makes up for it. Who cares?
Talking Straw, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'd rather have Aaron Judge make an error in center field, come up and whack a 3-run home run.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
I mean, I love Straw throwing people out at the plate.
It's bad defense out there
offensively
for New York, though. I think as a whole, it's bad defense.
But if they can score 8 runs a game,
yeah. Someone needs to tell the Guardians you're allowed to have outfielders that hit home runs. You're allowed to. It's not a rule that you can't.
I mean, that's debatable at the end of the day.
I mean,
you're allowed to have outfielders that are also natural outfielders too, and not position players that are shortstop, first base, that move to outfield too. Remember,
we don't
Josh
even have that in the outfield.
Arias out there in the outfield.
I knew that's what he was going after.
I like the rotation in New York.
Yes.
Got him.
I love the pitching.
You know what I love? You know what I really love?
You love the great debate, but I love this pitching. Cole, Rodon, Stroman, Schmidt, Cortez, and you got Holmes, Loizaga, Camley. Fucking, I mean, that's a good bullpen.
Yeah,
In 2024 and beyond, don't forget to tune in to
So we're going to have the great debate. Oh, yeah.
the We Like Sportz Show presents to you the Great Debate.
Who does the voiceover for these?
I realize there's never a good time because CJ is going to always. But we are here at the hottest, greatest new segment in all the sports shows. The Great Debate.
It's literally the segment of every sports show.
Timeout.
What's going on?
Timeout. I literally just saw somebody feedback. What's going on?
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Literally, I have to end up taking Ed away, and I've had complaints on TikTok. I've had people talking about, well, that doesn't make sense. Why are you guys debating this topic? And I'm trying to end up being nice to them, but somebody on the TikTok account is telling them to go touch grass. But the Great Debate, Ed, I'm taking over today, man. I'm sorry.
Peyton, do they not understand the Great Debate is huge, huge, one of the greatest segments because of the great moderator that is Ed in Columbus. Do they not understand that?
They understand the disappointment, I guess. But with CJ's complaining all the time on top of it, I mean, eventually you have to end up – we got to try something different here, man. I'm sorry, but the fans are always right at the end of the day.
Wall behind them. Look how
I am all for making the Great Debate great again. You know what? And in all fairness for everybody and thinking about improprieties, I will step aside. I will do what's right for the show and for my country.
Put Peyton's MAGA hat on.
Peyton, whatever you have to do.
Hey, I don't have one on. It's invisible if so.
There you go.
And I was not at January 6th, CJ, before you end up going there next.
I didn't say you were.
I know where it was going. I know how you work. But
take over, Peyton. Take over. Hey, make it great.
Keith, do you want to be a part of this one, or do you want to end up actually having Ed and CJ do it?
You want to be a judge, or do you want to be a part of it?
I should be a judge if I'm always yelling over everybody. I'll just say
no, because these are good questions for you. You're going to want these questions. I wrote them myself.
Uh-oh. The most dog shit questions in the world, Ed.
Disagree.
I'll be a judge.
Okay.
They're going to be.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, he's a Yankees fan. He wants to just be like Aaron.
Aaron Judge.
Oh, my God.
You know, this is why it's not a joke show. But anyways, CJ, let's see, because I actually have to pull up a timer for your
Andres Jimenez struck out at an 18% clip last year.
CJ, where do you come up with this shit from?
I'm sorry, I'm on Fangraphs.
Oh, gosh, he's looking into all the stats. There we go. Anyways, first question.
290 Babbitt, though.
Does Cody Bellinger deserve his 3-year, $80 million contract that the Cubs gave to him this past week? CJ, do you have that coin on you?
No. Yeah, I do.
Well, I got to see it so you can flip it if you wanted to, or else I'm going to assign you guys.
I'll flip it. All right. Heads he did, tails he didn't. All right, laying on heads.
Okay. Go for it.
I'm just kidding, Peyton. I did not flip a coin.
No shit. Go for it.
Yeah, listen, I think when you look at the structure of the deal, I love it. Especially for him. You're talking about a guy as a former MVP. He was the middle of that lineup last year. He hit 300, hit 26 homers, or drove in 97. Like, the Cubs need a bat. He is a bat. The deal's set up well for him. He's got opt-outs after the first and the second. Win for every aspect of it. The Cubs want to take on that risk and pay him $80 million. Yeah, sure. I mean, they seem to have fixed him. There's no market. You get a guy that's going to hit 307 and 30 jacks and 100 RBIs for $20 million. That feels like a steal. So all around, I like the deal. I do think there's a bit of risk on the Cubs because what if he goes back to being Cody Bellinger at the end of the Dodgers? But they feel comfortable giving him that money. He goes produces like that. He can hit the open market again. Wins all around.
Do you have any more to add still? You got 40 seconds. I
don't need 40 seconds. I really like the deal. I just think that that's why I like the deal. I think he puts up good numbers. And listen, it's always on teams that want to take the risk. If he does produce and do that again, they just got to steal for $20 million. If he doesn't, well, they're taking the risk on and they think they kind of fix him and they think they have fixed him. And he can kind of bounce out and hit the market again. I like it all around. I don't have. Listen, he's got him's ad. Those are personalized ads. Bold ass.
Hey,
No,
man.
I'm just trying to say, man, less is more. I don't need 2 more
We're out
seconds.
of time now. That's to shut you up, too, by the way, just to let you know. That's what that ring is.
I mean, I don't think I yell. I think when I have to go over you for being special, it's a different.
Good catch. Ridiculous is what he was going to say.
Yeah, ridiculous. For special, it's tough, but I don't have that. When I go first, I'm fine.
Well, next time around, Ed, you're going first. You got a coin to flip?
I do not. So I have to take, obviously, the position that it's a bad deal for Cody Bellinger.
Correct. And are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. I'm staring at all these Hims ads now.
First off, I want to thank the We Like Sportz Show for giving us this platform for me to debate in the Great Debate, the hottest, newest segment in all the sports show. And I also want to say this. My opponent is not honorable. He's a douchebag. He's somebody that likes to hear himself talk even more than I do, which is rare. It's rare that I found somebody actually, but he mumbles. He mumbles a lot. He's looking at things. I don't know.
I've been seeing those ad reads.
Doesn't really matter. But getting back to the Cody Bellinger, why it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal because it's in Chicago, and does that deal come with more than a jersey? You probably need a bulletproof vest to necessarily like that. Also, too, I remember a deal made by the Cleveland Indians at the time that was a better deal. It was for one Edwin Encarnacion. And here's the reason why it was a better deal. Because you got a player, but you also got an imaginary parrot. What are you getting with Cody Bellinger? You're just getting Cody Bellinger. You're not getting this imaginary parrot that set the city of Cleveland. Its imagination's on fire. There are kids, imitating Edwin in the backyard, and then they're trotting around the bases and putting up, they're doing some of that. So this Cody Bellinger deal is a bad deal because you're just getting Cody Bellinger, and really at the end of the day, do you really just want Cody? I don't. Cody Rhodes will finish the story. I don't know if Bellinger will. Thank you.
There you go. Time. Keith, what are your thoughts? Who won? Who lost?
CJ got this one. CJ got this one because nowadays, 3 years, $80 million in the Cubs print money. So that's a team-friendly deal for the Cubs. Now, but Cody Bellinger can opt out after year 1 and year 2.
Yeah, I think it's a win-win. Yeah, he gets opt-outs after each year.
Win-win for both.
There's no parity.
And the way the market is drained in free agency this year.
Hey, I just had to take the position I was given, and that's what makes the Great Debate awesome. Is because look, I think it's a great deal. I'm not going to be stupid about it. Good for the Cubs. I'm mad because once again the Guardians, don't have a player that they get for. I mean, it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah, I think
reiterate that one more time though, just for the
TikTok. I think there's
people.
some risk in it though for the Cubs. I'm not going to act like I don't, but I'm saying like for Bellinger, I love the deal.
I think the fact that I had to bring up an imaginary parrot to try to win an argument shows you that I didn't really believe in what the hell I was saying. I mean, come on.
All right.
A freaking parrot.
Next question.
Thank you.
Here we go. And it's apparently happened before in the past, but the question's still relevant to this day. So there's going to be a video clip included, but for this individual, do you love his personality or hate his personality? Ed?
It's Trevor Bauer, isn't it?
You get to go first, and incorrect.
Oh.
All right.
So I've been waiting for this.
Sorry.
Muting my mic, you piece of garbage.
All right. So, Ed, you get to go first. Travis Kelce, do you love his personality or hate his personality?
I actually can't stand his personality. I really can't. Look, I know he's from Cleveland and all these Cleveland cucks love him because he's so Cleveland. He's so Cleveland. He hasn't done shit for Cleveland. He plays for Kansas City. Look, maybe he does some charitable things, and that's great. But look, I think he's a douchebag. I think Taylor's gonna dump his ass when she finally realizes what a loser he is. Now, I like Jason Kelce. I think Jason is well spoken. He's fun. He's I could see him doing broadcast down the line. But with Travis, look. If it wasn't for his production on the field, I don't need to hear him say anything. And if I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan in Chief Kingdom, I'd be like, Travis, shut up. I don't really want to hear you. Because Viva Las Vegas. Viva. It's like, dude, you're not even a good drunk. Like, at least when Tom Brady got drunk, he was stumbling all over the place and, tossing the Lombardi trophy. And like Travis, you're a douchebag even when you're a drunk. There's no difference. You're the same personality, but you're even worse. So, no, I think Travis Kelce, that I know he's from Cleveland, so a lot of people are like, oh, you're coming after my Cleveland boy. And look, he went down to the University of Cincinnati. So I don't know. I mean, he really didn't do much for Cleveland. He actually would beat the Browns if they played. I mean, he probably has. I mean, didn't he play in the game against, in 2020? I don't know. So, I mean, it wasn't like he was helping us out in any way, shape, or form. So, Travis, you're a douchebag. But you know what, Travis? You're not as much of a douchebag as my opponent, CJ, and I'm out.
Ooh, with 5 seconds to spare. All right, CJ, you now have to take the side that Travis Kelce's personality, you love it. Dude. Are you ready, my friend?
I'm not going to do that.
Here we go. Minute 30 on the clock. Go.
I mean, he doesn't know. Ed's been in these where I'm just like, I concede. I think he's kind of annoying. Me and Ed have talked about these debates. It doesn't work with me because if I don't agree, I'm just gonna say what I think. I think he's kind of annoying. I think he's kind of a dick on the field too. He is a fucking crybaby a little bit. I mean, I think he's a cool guy. The podcast is good. Him and Jason work well together. I think that we're trying to create this star because he dates Taylor Swift now, and it seems like I don't know. It just feels a little bit like he's getting shoved down our throats, and I could go for a little less of him. I don't think he's a douchebag. I just think it's kind of gotten annoying. And I thought that about Gronk and stuff at the end. But I don't know. I think Jason Kelce's far better Kelce than Travis.
Got 30 seconds still. Do you want to keep on?
I just agreed with Ed. What do I need 30 more seconds?
I just wanted to confirm with you that
I don't know. I could try, but it doesn't.
Here, I'll help your cause. Who's worse, Gronk or Travis Kelce?
I liked Gronk. I thought with Gronk, it got a little old at the end and the goofiness. It just seems like Gronk's personality. It seems like he's. I don't know if he is, obviously, but I don't know. He just seems kind of like a dick. I mean, if you're laying 2 Kelce's down for me, I'm taking Jason every time.
Pause.
If you're laying 2 Kelce's down, I'm taking Jason. I just am. I like Jason Kelce.
In multiple ways.
I think that's a little bit of it too. Jason Kelce does seem so much cooler.
Yeah.
And it's well, how is he going to compete with that? I'm sure he's a cool guy. I just,
Well, I mean, he jumped out of a press box to end up, or a suite even, to end up hanging out.
He's not Jason, So Ed wins that round.
Thank you. That was easy.
Yeah.
I have to ask your vote. Who won that?
Thank you.
Ed won it.
Fair enough. Easy enough, too. So, the surprise debate question. All of them are surprised, but this was the additional one that I added today. We have another video. One of the best quotes.
These are Ed's are good though, because Ed's I can kind of bounce between two.
Well, here we go though. This is CJ. You could go first.
Oh, I was talking to Ed.
Oh, thank you, CJ.
You're giving him a compliment when he's not the moderator. I appreciate it.
CJ, you're not a juice. Never mind.
The quote is the following, but this is just going to be a debate of what the better quote is overall.
Jesus, give us the quote. What is the quote? Oh my God! How is
the hell?
All right.
Oh,
no, I know the quote. Yeah.
Claim it. Strike to claim it.
Oh, they make you all right.
Oh my God. All he needed to do was a dance.
Yeah.
One of the best quotes of all time. CJ?
You didn't.
No, that's my personal favorite. What is the best sports quote of all time?
I don't fucking know. Just win, baby. Al Davis. Just win, baby. Al Davis. I don't need nothing more than that. I think that's my favorite quote of all time.
Ed?
Is Ed frozen?
Well, I mean, it's really simple. You guys came to me, and I think the We Like Sportz Show is setting trends in this game, in this business, and we're doing great things. And my quote is, "I love me some me," and I do love me some me, but I also love me some you guys as well. So I'm going to say that quote because we're onward and upward, and we're doing big things. And Al Davis, let's be real, like I kind of crazy at the end, and
I think that is a great quote.
Any guy that just win, baby, and all that stuff. But now the Raiders are in Vegas, and that's not my thing. And they win all around. You can't be look as a Browns fan who's had their team go to Baltimore. Look, if you're an owner and you have to move your team, I don't care what you say. You're a douchebag to all the fans that you let down. So
Al didn't move them. Mark moved them. It's a good fit. And Raiders
Al moved them from Oakland to LA back to Oakland.
Raiders have a Vegas vibe.
I love me some me. The greatest quote ever, because I'm on the We Like Sportz Show, and that's the greatest show ever, CJ. And if you think differently, then what the hell are you doing here?
Shows that are pretty good.
And that's the bottom line. And CJ, I got a question for you.
What?
Who do you think is the greatest host of all the shows?
Oh,
it doesn't matter what
terrible
you think.
Hosting. These have been terrible questions. Ed's questions were invigorating.
Well, Ed could end up doing a backup plan if you guys want.
Keith, if you give me the win right here, these are the greatest questions of all time.
Yeah, Keith, you got to think about that. If you give me the win, these have been the worst.
I mean, I'm all about winning. Just win, baby. Just win. I don't care about the question. Just win. Hey, Al Davis wasn't so bad now, I guess.
The league as a whole is flourishing.
The league, as in the We Like Sportz Show league as a whole, is flourishing.
Yeah, right.
But I don't even know if there's a winner on that one. I think we're all winners on that.
We're all winners. Anybody that watches.
I feel like we're all losers after this 8 minutes of the great debate. Peyton just plummeted this to being one of the worst segments ever. Poor Ed. Ed has spent so much time finding good topics and building.
I will make the great debate great again, CJ.
So Ed's going to have to end up having 2 on-the-go questions for a debate since CJ's so upset. And it's going to be Keith against CJ.
These have been terrible. Peyton,
this question.
I want to sit back. Let me be a judge. I want to be a judge.
It's easy when you mute him, guys. It's really easy.
He just does this because he knows he's wrong. He's a piece of garbage.
All right, the last one. And then CJ could get his wish. I'm going to have to end up checking something really quick, so I'll end up running out for 2 seconds.
Debating.
Okay.
I'm going to have to end up practicing downstairs with my dog really quick to end up practicing debating.
Yeah,
just so I can
he's got a jar of peanut butter he's got to take.
Hey, now, what are we practicing? Uh-oh.
Practicing a different kind of dating.
Oh, this is a family show.
Yeah,
it was. It all went downhill from here.
He's feeling real vascular today, too.
You stop that. That now.
All right, yeah, you had to. I don't blame you.
Oh, my God.
But I'm going to end up after this question taking a momentary break. But this one's the one that I thought overall was the best question.
Okay.
CJ, you go first since you need to go first all the time, apparently.
I don't want to debate.
After straining his left hamstring in spring and his 2023 woes with hand and hamstring injuries, George Valera won't ever be seen in a Guardians uniform.
He wasn't going to make the team out of spring anyways.
I'm saying overall, throughout his career.
Oh, he'll eventually be up, but he wasn't going to make this team out of spring anyways. Who gives a fuck? I don't know. I mean, that's what I took out of it. Look, listen, there's too many log jams. Well, Stephen Kwan is your everyday left fielder. You have Lariano and Straw in center.
He's a right fielder.
You have whatchamacallit right. Brennan, and I'm sure there's somebody I'm missing that he's platooning with. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on a right-handed outfielder.
The center fielders you mentioned are trash.
Yeah, I guess they could both play right. He wasn't making the team out of spring anyways. Eventually, you will see him. But there was zero chance of him. You had a better chance of DeWater making the team out of spring than Valera.
I like DeWater. Chase DeWater.
I do. DeWater, I think, is a slam dunk. But Villara was never going to make the team out of spring. I think he'll be the first outfielder they call up if somebody struggles. But there was just zero chance of him making the team out of spring. Anyway, so to me, I don't really care. As long as he's ready for opening day in Columbus, I think he'll be fine. But there was zero chance of making the team out of spring. Nobody outside of Quan, I don't think I could think of a guy that's made like the team out of spring, like making his debut, like off the top of my head.
But the question is, won't ever be seen.
Yeah, he'll
in Guardians
eventually be
uniform.
up. No, he will. That outfield's dog shit. Like
his attitude's dog shit though too.
I don't.
Yeah, isn't he okay? So my position is I have to say he won't ever make it.
I mean, ever is a big statement.
I'll say this. I have to go with it because that's what the great debate's about. Sometimes you take a position you don't want, but you got to go with it.
No, you don't. I just
won't do that. I will do that for the sake of the show.
Ready? Go.
George Valero will never make it in a Guardians uniform. Here's why. Because I've watched him play like trash down in Columbus for so long that, his next stop should be Akron instead of Cleveland. So he should actually go down. Also, wasn't he the one involved in one of those altercations last year? I say get into more altercations because you suck as a ball player. So I would actually like to see more fights. Actually do something to maybe benefit the team, whether it be camaraderie or something like that, because your on-field skills leave a lot to be desired.
Maybe Ed's right. His numbers aren't very good.
I've watched you enough times in Columbus, and you've never done anything. When I had the credentials, because, hey, we like sports, we bring it. We're going to bring you the live recaps of live action. We are doing big things in 2024. We started in 2023 with that. I was at Huntington Park. And George Valero, well, he was at the park as well.
I mean,
I had as many hits as he did. I had as many freaking hits as George Valero. George Valero, you're a piece of not good player. I'll say.
And again, just to clarify, this is all for the segment of the great debate. Ed may or may not feel this way. Right. He was forced into an opinion.
Yes. Mm-hmm. George Valero, and if I have a chance to interview,
he gets on base.
He does
get on base. He gets on base a bunch.
So
walks.
Ed's wrong.
I think eventually he'll get a call, right? Even if it's just for a cup of coffee. I think he'll get called up.
My answer was more animated.
Yours was good. I didn't realize how bad he hits though. Like his average is really low. Like
doesn't do anything every time.
Alarmingly low. He's got some pop to him though.
Look, I got some pop to me too right now. Okay, what's your point?
Dad,
and Mountain Dew, if you want to sponsor us, Mountain Dew, please sponsor us.
Burger King, where's the Whoppers?
They are. It's Wednesday.
It didn't come. I actually have it coming on the way, but I don't think it'll be in time. I sent out the kids and the wifey to go get it, but I don't think it's going to be back in time.
Well, we got to keep on going until then.
Yeah.
Well, I end up running really quick, so CJ could host the great debate. Meaning
I feel like he's a slightly better version of Oscar Mercado, George Valera. Based off he's got good doubles, right? Like he's just the
Keith,
average.
You go ahead and judge, Keith, because I'm all George Valero'd out. Okay, just saying.
I'm gonna go with
never.
CJ.
It's just a lot. Like never.
I'm gonna go with CJ because the state of the Guardians outfield, anybody got a shot.
That's a good point.
For real. And think about this. Yeah, Albert Bell rose hell in the minors before he got promoted to the Indians back in the early 90s.
Joey Bell.
Yeah, Joey Bell, matter of fact. He got into it with a fan. Matter of fact, back then,
I do think, though, there's becoming like a chance that he's going to get passed up. To kind of be like just one of these guys that never – that it just quietly fades away from Guardians – existence.
Well, guys, you know what? Hey, enough George Valero talk. We can end it without anybody getting hurt. But you know what? We can't stop. This is Ed in Columbus with your We Like Sportz breaking news. That's right. The Ohio State men's basketball team broke a 420-day road losing streak Sunday. Damn. Yeah, they are on a high. This past Saturday, Jen Powell became the first woman to umpire a major league spring game since 2007. Shut up, CJ. I personally love when women have the power to impact the outcome of a game. I guess you could call me a Swiftie. And finally, Marvin Harrison Jr., likely the top receiver in this NFL draft, will have no agent and no testing at the combine or pro day. You know what else he will have no of? no quarterback when he gets drafted. And this is Eddie Columbus with your We Like Sportz Breakdown News. Shut up, CJ. You fucked me up. I'm pissed now.
You fucked up on your own.
Well, yeah, too much George Valero talk.
Prospect Live still has him as our number 9 best prospects.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
We'll
All right, well, I don't even know where to go on from there. So we've had the great debate, which I could argue today might not have been so great.
Peyton made it the worst debates ever. It is 100% Peyton's fault. We sit here and we try, and Peyton just shits all over what we do.
Well, we do. Hey, you know what? I will say one thing, Keith and CJ. When it is the three of us, I think people are starting to realize how great we really are, and then they try to interject.
You can't spell great without Ed in Columbus.
I appreciate that. And before I get yelled at, because I know I'm going to get yelled at now.
Oh yeah, here comes Peyton. Peyton's going to come back. Just don't let him in.
I don't know. I got to find it. Otherwise, we gotta pay the bills around here, and it's part of it. And I'm still looking, and I'm not finding. And so somebody fill in some time. Somebody make up something. Oh, here it is. Okay. Well, okay. So here's the deal. You know what? If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't walk past it. So don't pass up a chance at Easy Cash.
I don't know. I don't trust a lot of poop dollars out there.
MyBookie. Thanks, CJ. MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere, so you can turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Bet on the NFL, college bowl games when they're in college bowl season. Or play for a share of big cash weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, that time is now. And that winning move is today. So sign up at MyBookie. Use promo code SPORTS. That's promo code SPORTS with a Z to claim your deposit match redeemable up to $1,000. So promo code SPORTS. Experience the thrilling sports betting, right?
You can't even read.
Your own home as I mess up. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere.
Oh my God! I told you not to dummy in.
You know what?
I ruined the great debate.
I ruined my ad right there because Dorito time.
Peyton,
Doritos is now a sponsor.
We are a sponsor.
And iPhones.
iPhones.
Apple.
And Androids. I think
now that we've paid the bills, I've messed up Break Ed News. We've had the great debate. It's time for my favorite segment.
Free whatever.
Hey, I'm gonna go around the horn. Peyton, since you were with your dog, and I don't really want to know what you did with your dog.
Yeah, how'd that water go?
Is there anything that you want to talk about in your free whatever? You can talk WWE, you can talk NHL hockey if you want to. Please don't.
Don't talk NASCAR. I feel like you've been into that. Yeah.
Right, we make right turns on this show. We make right turns.
NASCAR, for one, I didn't have to end up doing anything with my dog. If anything, he's outside right now. I had to do the same thing he did when he's outside. I had to go pee myself.
Did you go outside as well with him, or dog's that way?
No, I actually used the toilet.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like that cough timing by Keith was alive at the same time. But free whatever. NASCAR, man. I'm going to talk about it. CJ is going to hate it. If you have Netflix, watch NASCAR Full Speed. If you don't like NASCAR, it's going to change your opinion. I've always been.
How do I leave? How do I leave the studio?
There's a button that literally says it.
Bye.
Yeah. But NASCAR is literally, I mean, why is he back?
I hit the button twice accidentally. I'm sorry.
But anyways.
He's clicking off right now anyways. Don't worry.
Okay.
Anyways, for NASCAR, it's a lot easier when he's muted. NASCAR not Drive to Survive. Drive to Survive is actually the Formula One, but Full Speed, that's actually what got me back involved again. I mean, I've liked it since growing up, and the first 2 races of the season has been really interesting. I mean, it was a photo finish last night in Atlanta, 3 wide. If you're not a NASCAR fan, can't ask for anything better. I mean, and right now there's nothing really going on in sports, so enjoy it while you can until baseball starts up even. Give it a chance overall. But I guess we could also end up hitting on wrestling too. Honestly, I don't know about you guys. I didn't watch the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber was...
How's that for your NASCAR?
The Elimination Chamber.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
I just want to say about the Elimination Chamber, which I'm kind of... Why do they want to build up Drew McIntyre so much? I don't get that.
I have a theory.
Thank you.
Who injured CM Punk?
I don't know. Being old as fuck.
Drew McIntyre. Who was supposed to main event WrestleMania?
I'm guessing it's Drew McIntyre.
CM Punk was, but he got hurt. So Drew McIntyre took his spot.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre is taking everything that Punk had. Drew McIntyre, I think, wins the title at WrestleMania. And then you're going to eventually see Drew McIntyre defend, probably at SummerSlam,
against CM
Punk.
Okay.
There's a reason why he's calling himself DM Hunk.
I don't know.
I mean,
what's a
it
hunk?
makes a
What
lot
does
of
that mean?
sense. He's mocking him to his face.
What's a hunk? What does that mean?
Look it up. Just screen share it.
DJ, when you walk into school, don't they all think that about you? That's that hunk?
Yeah, Mr. Hunk.
Yeah.
Mr. Hunkins.
Mr. Hunkins. Yeah, there you go. DJ Hunkins.
Oh, God.
Keith, what do you got for free? Whatever. And please talk about, at this point, please talk
I got
about
something.
Please
I got something. I got something. First off, even though I'm a little late, couple weeks late, shout out to the Glenville boys basketball team and the John Hay girls basketball team for winning Cynic Athletic League crowns.
I thought Marshall's girls won it.
It looked like I think John Hay's girls won it.
I know John Hayes' girls were in it, but I thought
John somebody won it. John Marshall.
Yeah.
John
won it. John's girls won it.
Yeah, so shout out to both of y'all. Good luck in the tournament. Also,
it was Marshall's girls. Marshall's girls won it.
Marshall's girls won. Okay, shout out
the
to
lawyers.
Girls.
The lawyers.
Yep. Sneaky amount of white
shout out
girls
to
from
Glenville.
Marshall.
Yeah, Glenville defeated Rhodes and Marshall defeated John Hay. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now my question is, how come there's really no coverage of this now?
It's Peyton's fault.
No, I'm serious, because back in the days, it used to be a big thing in the city of Cleveland.
No, Plain Dior stepped away.
You know what's wild is if we all had the free time, chances are we could end up getting into these high school games and covering them. But there's so many games going on right now with it being tournament time officially with girls and now boys starting up this week.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much staff that we have. Maybe by 2025, that's something we could look into at WeLikeSportsPC.com. But
it's definitely Peyton's fault.
It's not my fault. I'm still trying to get Keith into CSU men's and women's basketball. It's a long process.
Hey, we'll be ready for 24-25.
Yeah, there you go.
And also, shout out to the Cleveland State men's team for a hard-earned win yesterday at Robert Morris, and the Cleveland State women's team who dismantled Robert Morris on Saturday. And the female team is in first place in the Horizon League, and the men's team is somewhere in the middle.
So you're telling me, Keith, that the female Vikings did a better job beating up some guy named Robert Morris than the guys did?
Correct.
Who is this Robert Morris?
Who is this Robert Morris that you speak of?
It's a school. I don't even know where it's at. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea where it's located. But like I said, like me and Ed talked about before,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Okay.
Is he like a religious leader, like a Quaker?
I think he was. I think there's something to do with that.
Yeah.
CSU, and if we're wrong, then if we're wrong, we're wrong. Whatever.
Robert Morris was known as the financier of the American Revolution. You should know that, history teacher.
Oh, never mind. He's not a Quaker. Sorry about that religious.
CSU should broaden their horizons and possibly look at another league in the future.
But it's called the Horizon League.
So you're saying broaden their horizon and leave the horizon?
Correct.
Go on to bigger and badder horizons.
Yes. I remember when they first got in that conference, Cincinnati was in that conference. Xavier was in that conference. And for real, who was the draw for Cleveland State here in the Horizon League? Nobody can name one.
Xavier?
Oakland.
Oh, okay. Either they should try the Atlantic 10 or try the MAC as a basketball member.
Yeah.
I feel like, no offense, I feel like Cleveland State with schools like Kent State and Akron and Toledo, I don't know how well that would go. I'd be intrigued to see it.
It'd be competitive.
But, like,
different.
I don't want to
They're not playing football. They're just playing basketball. I mean,
yeah. And shoot, in football, Cleveland State might have a chance against Kent and Akron. So, I mean, and they ain't even got a football.
They're undefeated as of now.
Right.
I mean, you never know. Depending on who your head coach is, anything could happen. It might be Ed in Columbus, or it might be
look at Columbus Bishop Sycamore. Look at the, you know what I'm saying? They're in a high school team. I mean, you know, it all just depends on how you market yourself.
Did y'all watch that documentary?
BSI?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out.
I will after I watch NASCAR Full Speed on Netflix.
Ooh.
And also something that I did see that was disturbing was when a few kids tried to jump Cam Newton.
Oh, I saw that.
At a 7-on-7 camp.
Yeah.
Where have we gone as a generation?
The hat didn't even move
That's
off
true.
of his head.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
But
Like-
the fact is that you'll try to jump a dude that was that dude.
I feel like the whole entire thing, like, and I guess this is me sounding more experienced, like Ed and Keith being around a lot more, but I feel like a lot of the kids now, respect doesn't exist. Like, even if you're a pro
It
athlete,
doesn't.
they look
It
at them
doesn't.
on the same level.
Yep.
And
Like-
I think, like you were saying, social media has a lot to do with that too, because people are more accessible online now than ever it was like back in the days. Because I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't imagine myself going to an Albert Bell baseball camp and talking about you garbage and stuff like
He'd
that.
kick your ass. That's the difference. He would kick your ass.
Like,
Right.
the thing is too, is that like social media, I feel like kids end up, like, let's say, for example, this is the story, but it's not confirmed, not denied, no proof. What if that kid that started it and swung on Cam Newton tweeted at him a while back when he was a kid, and Cam Newton never replied? So that kid took it personally. He finally meets Cam Newton. Well, guess what, MFer? I'm going to end up swinging on you because you didn't reply back to my tweet or my DM. Grow up. Honestly, like, grow up. Like, we're lucky from our perspective to end up having social media that you could end up reaching out to former players that are in the league, players that are up and coming, like Matt Laporta, that prime example. We had him on the show. Great guy. Nowadays, I feel like kids outside of them being raised by good parents are going to end up trying to stir the pot. And that's the most frustrating thing. Cause like,
That's crazy.
we're lucky we live in this time frame. Like CJ and I are right in the prime of it, that we could reach out to these players and communicate with them and get a reply back possibly. And that's cool. Instead of, well, let me end up trying to kick this guy's ass. No, get out of here.
Exactly. Because I remember
sound like a father of 4 and I have no kids.
I've met at my job, I've met Thurman Thomas of the Buffalo Bills, formerly of the Buffalo Bills, and I met World Be Free. Nice guys, but I could never come up to imagine going up to Thurman Thomas like, oh, y'all sellout. Y'all lost 4 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
World Be Free was Ron Artest, right?
like, really?
The right one?
Huh?
Oh, Meta World Peace.
Meta World, yeah.
Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
Probably the
Different
worst thing
world,
you can
different
do.
worlds, different
It
worlds.
is.
Different
It
worlds.
is.
I
It's
blame.
like, but like you said, respect them went out the window now. It's like, it's either me or you now. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Because they see themselves on the
Crazy
same
precedent.
level.
Same level.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. I mean, because everybody has like an X account, so you know they see somebody else, and it's
Or a
just like,
burner,
yeah.
burner account now.
right.
Mhm.
Like, show your face. Be brave. Show your face. And if you want to call out somebody, have bragging rights. Like, going back, and I hate to bring this up. Now I'm just ranting at this point.
Oh, I love it. Go Boomer, go Boomer.
Somebody play the music. Somebody play the music in this club. Oh, CJ's leaving again. Here we go. The thing is, though, is that like the lady that with Kevin Durant that at the game, he's running out of the tunnel, and she ends up calling him a bitch, and he literally ends up going, "What'd you say?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, let me just shake your hand. I didn't mean it." No, like, stop doing that stupid shit. You're a fan.
Yep.
The fact that Kevin Durant, I mean, yeah, he was probably in the wrong giving her that much attention, but like, come on, like, that's ridiculous. And
So
again, that's a
suppose
fan.
if I came to
That's
your
probably
job
one of
and
the
called you a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
You'd
I
be
don't
ready to have me
nobody's
arrested.
gonna take kind to that.
Mm.
Keith, come to my job and call me a bitch, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. I am a bitch.
I'd probably laugh it off knowing you guys. I'd be like, oh, I guessed it. But if it was anybody else, I'd probably end up like if it was some like, I mean, if it's a homeless guy that comes into my work somehow, I'd end up being like, all right, come on, man. Like you literally live in a tent.
It's like social media then gave more power to the insignificant.
And like that's what they make them feel important in life is the fact that they have social media. But like the thing is that like a smartphone's so easy to pay for, or else it's just free, depending on what your plan is. And I mean that's life, and that's the time we live in. But like, you never know who's watching your stuff. That's why I'm like, in the end, for Ed's purpose, I'm like, this is just all for fun. The great debate in the George Valera thing, nothing for him to get personal about. Watch the whole show. Don't just watch a clip of some nonsense segment that we're having fun with. And the thing is that like, Ed, he could beat your ass. He's already done it before to an umpire.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, no, anytime we bang on an athlete, look, they are professional athletes. They're really, really, really good at what they do, and we are just putting it into the context of maybe they're not having the season that makes them mega superstars. Because as fans, we are fanatics. We are allowed to expect, okay, he's an up and coming prospect. Why isn't he batting 300? Why isn't he, if he's garbage, if he's not, and then all this stuff. And even with the whole Matt Laporta thing, it's like, some people said, he didn't live up to the CC Sabathia trade. But then you look at his numbers and you go back as intelligent humans and be like, this guy was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the context and at the time that you're doing it. And everybody is, in the moment. And with the 24-hour news cycle, just like you said with the Kevin Durant thing, it's like, oh, it's cool to call him this or that. But, and he has kind of has a reputation of kind of, maybe being that way. But at the same time, it's like people feel like, they have that right to do that. And you do have that right, but you also have the right to suffer the consequences as well. You don't yell fire at a movie. And it's just like this. I always say this, you go to a game, you pay the ticket, your team is not guaranteed to win, but you also shouldn't act like a douchebag and say something that you wouldn't say to your teacher or a fireman or a police officer. They're just doing their job as well.
I've been calling every name under the sun.
Yeah, I know. Maybe rightfully so.
DJ, what you eating there? I got to know.
I had a chicken sandwich.
From?
Burger King?
My deep fryer.
And what's that deep fryer? What kind of quality burgers and sandwiches does that come up with?
There's chicken sandwiches, little breading.
Is it almost comparable to Burger King?
Right, that's what he's trying to get. God, CJ, I mean, come on.
No, it's better than Burger King's chicken.
Burger King's better?
Chicken is terrible. No.
We just lost them.
They're Burger King, not Chicken King, man.
I'm gonna call my wife and say, never mind the Burger King. We lost.
I mean, you get some Whoppers from Burger King, they'll slap them.
Did you end up using promo code SPORTS with the Z finally to end up getting?
Yeah, if you use it on Wednesdays, you'll get a $3 Whopper.
Oh.
In the app. Sometimes you can get the $3 Whopper without even using the promo code.
I'm afraid to ask.
Just hop behind the counter and just take it. It's like you end up making it homemade.
Yeah, homemade.
You should. I'm not.
Don't hop behind the counter, guys. I have to clarify that again too. Apparently,
right? Exactly.
Unless if you're wearing that uniform and currently working there, I'm not saying you worked there 10 years ago and you brought out your Burger King uniform to act like a Burger King worker.
My mom
fired up, man.
CJ, this is still free. Whatever. I know you're eating right now.
Yeah,
my forehead's gigantic. That's why I'm so
like to bring up. What would you like to bring up?
The draft process,
Okay,
the draft is so far away. I've talked about it before.
Okay.
Look at that.
Lead us to over analyzing and scrutinizing guys. I think we're starting to see that. The more and more takes I see about draft prospects, just the more and more negative it's becoming.
More negative than you?
No. But I was like, I'm not really negative with draft prospects. I always try to think about what's a guy's floor and what's his ceiling. I don't try to just shit on him. And it feels like that's starting to be the case with Caleb Williams. People are just shitting on him and pulling and cherry picking film. I've seen it with Jaden Daniels. And then it kind of becomes an unfortunate cycle because you got risers and fallers, and McCarthy's starting to rise. And there's parts of JJ McCarthy's game that I like, but also I look at that Penn State game. They didn't throw the ball in the second half for a reason.
My boss at the radio station, actually, because I mentioned that and we were talking about the draft process with Michigan, and he ended up saying, though, I mean, if you look at his completion percentage, McCarthy threw for I think the exact number off the top of my head was 70.6% completion percentage.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And in the national semis and in the national
Knicks was at 72.
Game. Wow.
What's that?
Wow.
Knicks was at 72.
Knicks is 100 years old.
And Knicks literally fell off the face of the earth. If you look
He's
at
the same
Drake
age
May,
as
Boyd
and Daniels.
Mm.
They're both old as fuck. And the thing about Knicks there, is Knicks beat Alabama multiple times. He beat Justin Herbert as a freshman. Anytime Auburn won a game, he had to carry that offense beyond belief. He kind of just played within the system at Oregon. And I don't think it's fair to knock a guy for that. I get they couldn't beat Washington, but I felt like the defense couldn't stop Washington.
That was the coach's fault.
He did play bad against Washington the first game. I like Knicks, but I think Knicks is a day 2 pick. I think Penix is a day 2, 3 pick. McCarthy falls in that in between.
I think McCarthy within reason.
May and whatchamacallit. I think he's a first rounder because people are going to want that 5th-year option. So I think someone's going to trade back up for him.
Yeah.
McCarthy to me, and this is, I don't know, this is just the comp I see when I think about him. He's Stetson Bennett with a better arm.
Okay.
He's Stetson Bennett with more throw power, more zip and roll. Bennett won 2 national titles. He was super accurate. He had some good. He's an athletic guy, and Bennett was a 4th-round pick. And I think, when you look at everything, McCarthy should probably be a 2nd-rounder, but someone's going to trade up for him. I don't think he's going top 10.
The argument with McCarthy is that, for one,
he's the youngest quarterback in the class by a mile.
And he was a system quarterback. If he could have ended up throwing more often, he would have. But when you end up having Blake Corum and I think Edwards.
Yeah, but the system is the system for a reason. If you look at when Georgia won the 2nd national title, the offense was built around Stetson.
Stetson's not that. And when you say McCarthy versus Stetson's he's kind of short, though, isn't he?
Stetson's not even on the roster anymore.
I know. But I'm saying, to me, coming out of college, I feel like he's Stetson with a little more zip. He throws the ball well over the middle of the field. He doesn't make bad decisions. He's athletic. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's not, you wouldn't say he's in the category of those top 3, would you? Right?
No.
I mean, J.J. McCarthy, I think, out of all the ones given,
he'll be a top 20 pick.
I think it's Caleb Williams, it's Drake May.
Is he a top 20 pick?
Yeah, because there's people are so
the gap between but that's why though. The gap between him and Daniels, talent wise, is ginormous, and I think the gap between Daniels and May is huge. I think there's a closer gap between Williams and May than there is Daniels and May.
Who are your top? Give me your top 5 quarterbacks then going in it.
I think it's Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. Bo Nix. And then I think it's Michael Pratt. Instead of Michael
Penix ended up falling off the map after he ended up seeing his.
I do not like Michael Penix. The dude's tore his ACL twice. He's got a top 5 wide receiver, a top 5 pick going to wide receiver. Dudes aren't going to be that open. His feet are super sloppy. You saw that when they put pressure on him. The first time I saw that, though, was the Oregon State game. And then you saw it again in the Washington State game.
Is Rome Aduzzi the wide receiver from Washington?
Yes.
Is he? I'm starting to think he might be better than Marvin Harrison.
Marvin's better than everybody by a mile.
A lot of people are saying that because he high points the ball better, and he's kind of more of a player.
They don't let Marv go high point the ball. He just runs shitty underneath routes.
Yeah,
that's scheme.
That's
I mean, the thing
is, I'd rather have Neighbors than to do that.
Oh, okay.
I fucking love Malik Neighbors.
How many players are hurting their cause though by not competing or participating in the combine now? I mean, Marvin.
A lot of guys are. So certain guys won't throw. I'll tell you another guy I like more than Penix, and I think you're going to see him shoot up boards late. Is Spencer Rattler.
Okay.
Rattler's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
And now this time of day, a lot of players don't even do nothing at the combine. They wait till they pro day at their school.
Yeah, Rattler's going to throw at the combine
in the pro days.
I think Caleb is different than Mahomes. I don't see Mahomes and see Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a lot skinnier.
Yeah.
When I see Caleb, I see like Johnny without the off the field shit.
You want a hot take?
And Manziel was like
Yes.
electric and
Yes.
awesome.
Hot take time.
I think Spencer Rattler is closer to Patrick Mahomes than Caleb Williams is.
So
it like a comp.
Next week on the show, I could end up pulling it up on the audio. And this is kind of what blew my mind was that on the show with Troy Baumgartner, 1450/93.5 WLEC, Fridays, 4:30 to 7 o'clock. If you want to catch us there, selfless plug.
You're on the show?
Yeah, I'm on the show on Fridays. I do 2 shows.
Show.
It's all the hot takes, man. But anyways, he ended up saying McCarthy is not Patrick Mahomes, but he has similarities to Patrick.
He has no similarities to Patrick Mahomes. I'll fight that take all day.
DJ Kuiper.
He doesn't have the arm strength of Mahomes. Like when you look at like especially even like coming out like system wise, so much of like what Mahomes had to do is attack patches of grass because they run in that air raid system and there's a lot of choice. Like Joe Milton's more Patrick Mahomes than he's like it's different systems. McCarthy's a pro style quarterback. I think McCarthy is not a finished product yet, but he's got the best ability to be. All right, I can take this guy here and mold him into whatever I need him to be. McCarthy to Denver makes a lot of sense to me. A lot of guys to Denver makes sense.
Interesting.
McCarthy to me is a guy that can go start day one, but also sit for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see, I think JJ McCarthy's going to be in the league forever. As long as he wants a job in the NFL, I think he's going to be in the NFL. I like that he's a winner. I like that he's a high completion. Like, that's not what Mahomes was. Mahomes is, and that's why people fall in love with like the Williams, because so much like Mahomes now is off schedule, and so much of Caleb Williams is off schedule. But like, I just don't see that with Caleb. Like, I don't see like Mahomes. I see, like, I'm trying to think of like somebody. I see like when like people show you. Too. You used the name that I thought. This is one. You see like old like Tarkenton clips.
It's Fran Tarkenton. Yeah.
Fran Tarkenton. Yeah, like, he's this little guy that kind of goes around and just makes shit happen.
Little Johnny.
He's fucking chucking a deep. Yeah, he's Johnny without like the off the field shit.
Gotcha.
The drinking.
Yeah, well, I think that was a big reason of why Johnny like didn't work, right?
I think his heart was
Johnny. He's Johnny without the off the field chaos. I think when you see Mahomes' big arm, that's why like Rattler's got a huge arm.
You saw
like Rattler.
Your boy Drake May literally threw 80
yards or whatever.
Drake May reminds me of Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Like those type guys. Like Drake May, there was a game, I can't remember who they played. It was like he threw like the ball left-handed. Like he does like crazy shit. And he wants to run guys over and he's gonna jump over guys. I really like Drake May.
Carolina quarterbacks scare me because of Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, that's honestly the same reason I'm in the same boat.
I mean,
hold on.
May doesn't scare me.
Yeah,
I saw this.
It all depends where they go and can they get coached up?
I mean, look at that wrist. Look at that wrist.
Flawless.
What I like about May is I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. I'll come back to it.
I agree with Ed, though. The fact that he's a North Carolina product is what scares me after Trubisky.
That's not what scares me. I think what scares me is inconsistency. Like Trubisky's hype. Right? Well, no, but I'm saying like in college, like Trubisky's hype coming out was unreal. Like because he was the number one quarterback off the board. Like, we've had this argument. Right? Like we're not going to go and try to rewrite history. Like Trubisky coming.
Maybe Drake May will shoot up to be that though by time.
I don't think he'll pass Williams. I think Williams is slam dunk number one.
It's a slam dunk.
Yeah.
We'll
see. I don't know.
And like May made things happen,
Daniels,
but like when May's losses at the end of last year, like when he lost, like he didn't show up against Clemson ever. Like that, like that's like weird things that I like look for in like guys. Like why can't you play better against, like that's the best team you face.
Yeah.
Like for all the knock on Williams, like when he lost to Utah, because Utah was the best team he faced.
Yeah.
Fucking, I mean, the second game he was on one leg in the second half, like making plays up until he threw that pick 2 years ago. Like I like Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels, I think he's just too reckless. Like that dude's taking some fucking shots.
Yeah, I literally saw a Twitter thread that says the amount of unnecessary and comical hits that Jaden Daniels has taken throughout.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Jaden Daniels to me though, he reminds me of like and like this guy went third He's the third. Is Anthony Richardson? I think he's better than Anthony Richardson.
Oh, do you? Okay, so I think Anthony Richardson's going to be a player. I think he's going to.
Yeah, but I thought Anthony Richardson. To me, like Richardson was a loser at college
because his completion percentage is like 57%.
Florida was bad.
Yeah, they were.
So
it was terrible.
But now, like the Merrill Hodge take about Williams got a bunch of like boom, boom, boom everywhere. And then he kind of just said the same thing about May. So I was like, all right, you're just going to shit on every quarterback.
Well, that's what Merrill Hodge does.
That's what I'm saying. Like J.J. McCarthy to me isn't the number one overall pick. Like I think that's silly to like imply that he's the best quarterback. Or then I understand Hodge did that. But like just to start like shitting on these guys, all right, we're just gonna the way the thing stretches, like kind of like with Ed's point about like a doomsday, is he better? I know he's not better than Marvin Harrison. Like he's fucking.
Some people think he is. I've seen,
but like you know what I mean. Like we're going on this like timeline of right now that's everything. We're getting so far removed, like we're forgetting.
Well, that silly season happens too.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're in this like weird transition of like nothing's going on, and the draft.
So let's make some shit up.
Now we're gonna start looking into every one of these guys as like holes, and like Marvin Harrison's the best route runner to come through college football, and probably like I've ever seen.
Yeah,
you have whatever on social media too, and this is also the other problem is that everybody could do a mock draft now. That you could select your team, you could end up seeing with whatever available players there are. So, if you're a Broncos fan, you end up seeing so and so, Caleb Williams, for example, because 5 other idiots ahead of them ended up having him fall there, and they took other positions. Caleb Williams fall to wherever the Broncos fall at, and now or have fallen at, and then
I just think that like this idea, like Caleb's had a little bit of Trevor to him. Like when Lawrence came out, Lawrence was the number 1 overall pick ever. Like Caleb Williams has been the number 1 overall pick as long as he's been around.
Right?
You know what it feels like. Like let's not try to overthink this. If you're the Bears, like
I agree.
What
happens to Fields?
Like, I mean, it's been 39 games. If you still got questions about Justin Fields after 39 games,
bye.
Right? Because like that's the thing. People be like, oh, I got a lot of questions about Caleb Williams. Well, it's like, all right, well, you've had 39 games of fucking Justin Fields, and you're unsure. Like
3 years.
I think Fields goes to Atlanta or Pittsburgh. But I also think that if Wilson gets, there's something about Pittsburgh and Kenny Pickett. I can't figure it out. They seem so reluctant to move on from Kenny Pickett.
Because you want to know why?
And he's 12-5 as a starter. I think that's part of it.
Well, he also went to Pittsburgh for college.
Russ to Pittsburgh makes a lot of sense to me.
That does too.
I think that. I think like I don't think Tomlin wants to hand the keys off to Fields. I think Fields to Atlanta makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I just
Pittsburgh
think that,
isn't going to get Fields because the Fields is on a show me deal. They're not going to extend they don't extend players like that until they have to. They're not going to extend Fields before they actually see him play. So they'd want him to play. And I don't know if Fields.
I think Pittsburgh runs it back with Pickett. I think Pickett's the starter in Pittsburgh.
I do too.
I'll be shocked if he's not.
Because the way Pittsburgh thinks, they look at it like, so we got to bring Fields in, harness him in, and everything. We might as well.
Pittsburgh's very much like the don't rock the boat franchise.
Mason Rudolph didn't play bad. I mean, the last couple of games.
I think that's your dark horse starter, to be honest.
I think so too. I think he might have resurrected his career. He throws for 300 yards a game. They have a great defense. I don't know. I mean, it worked.
I mean, even if he pulled it out of his ass for those games, so be it. But like,
I could see Pittsburgh. I could see Pittsburgh taking a guy late, like a Milton, like a Rattler, like a Pratt. If Penix is in a free fall or something, like a Michael Penix. And I could see them doing that. I don't see them bringing in Fields.
I don't either.
Or they might take J.J. McCarthy if he's there late.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think McCarthy would have to have
I think that would be one. Yeah, they would take. I think they would take him.
Like if McCarthy was there like day 2. I think he goes day 1.
Yeah.
I think he's I think he ends up being a day 1 pick.
Really quick though, changing gears because I want to end up hitting on this for
sure.
The
Jets. I don't know where the Jets are picking, but like that's a place. He sits behind Rodgers.
Yeah, go ahead, Peyton.
So talking baseball, just specifically, talking Tribe, talking Guardians. A lot to end up paying attention to this year now too, and I think Hammy and Rosie said it on the broadcast on Saturday with the first game. Start paying attention to college baseball this year now. The Guardians have the number 1 overall pick.
College baseball seems so interesting to me, but it feels like the only way to watch it is to have ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Honestly, or unless if you're hearing about it or else seeing something online.
Possible. Like I've tried to follow more Twitter accounts that talk college baseball because it does seem like super interesting to me. I don't know, like college sports to me are like one of those, like, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm a Georgia football fan, but I don't really watch college. I'd love to have like a team in college baseball. All right, that's my team.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's how I feel.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish I could like be like, that's my team in college.
I know. I agree.
I do follow BW baseball, but they're D3.
Go Jackets.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Vikings? No, Tri-C has a baseball team.
Tri-C
Vikings
has a
have
baseball
something.
team. Cleveland State.
Tri-C, my big lefty.
Yeah.
One of my I coached a guy on Tri-C's team. I coached a guy. My big Dominican lefty. And then I got a guy, he like helps run the club team at CSU.
But speaking of college baseball, and for one, to CJ's point, college softball, I feel like, is broadcasted more so
than college baseball.
Yeah, I
Which
agree.
is weird. I don't know if that's ESPN kind of just being all in on like lady sports. And that's kind of what it feels like to me.
Question. I'm glad you said that, Peyton. So what do the Guardians do? They have the number 1 pick. Do they take the best player, even if it's a pitcher, or do they take?
I think there's a dude from Florida.
Nope. I think they go. I think this is, after I heard this, I think this is all the way up the Guardians' alley. Arkansas's first game, or like first week of the season, the pitcher for them, and I think,
oh my god, not that stupid lefty,
Hagen Smith, 17 strikeouts and 18 at bats.
I don't want a pitcher. We need a hit. We need an outfielder. We need an outfielder.
Going to be best available right now. That's the best available is.
Florida.
But 17 strikeouts and 18 outs. You could throw him in the bullpen. Guardians love that. You could throw him as a starter. Guardians love that.
They must love not scoring runs.
Because if pitching ends up winning, you could win these 1-0 games.
There's a dude that's a two-way guy in Florida.
Oh, the one that led Jack something. He led the league in homers last year.
That's what I want. Give me that guy. Give me somebody.
There's a first baseman from Wake Forest. There's a guy from Georgia that's pretty good.
What about Tommy Tanks? Tommy Tanks
White,
drafted,
he's at LSU, so it's the
corner outfielder.
He's a number 7. He's a third baseman. And then there's the dude from I think they're going play. I think they're going fielders. I don't think they're going pitcher.
I hope so, personally.
They're gonna go play. But the only way they'll take a pitcher is they take the guy that's a two-way guy.
That's fine. Okay. So there's a chance he can hit.
And I mean, there's a chance it could be Shohei. Who knows? It's college.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing's unproven yet.
Yeah.
But with that risk, Tommy John, how many times for Shohei now?
Twice.
And if you got to pay him, Guardians aren't retaining him. If he is comparable to Shohei.
I just want one World Series title before I die. Just give me one.
Same here. We might be waiting the same amount of time. And by the time I have kids, they might be waiting for it too.
You know, this might be the time where the Guardians are back where the Indians were in the 80s.
Oh, geez.
So, like,
do you know there's a stretch of time in like the 70s that the Guardians were like every year like this close to moving to New Orleans?
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My brother told me about that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate what you got, right?
I think the Guardians this year
I don't know. Pro sports are different though than college sports. Like pro sports, like you're a good free agent class with like a good farm system, away from being competitive and being like a championship contender. Like college sports, I watched the guy talk about this. Like there's teams that are never going to win a national title in college.
But the Guardians could win a World Series this year. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that they made it as far as they did 2 years ago with Stephen Kwan as a rookie, that's a shock. Stephen Vogt as a manager, nobody's.
Are you surprised? I know the Yankees got rid of him. Are you surprised they didn't bring Oscar back?
Yeah, like why not just try him again? Just why not? I mean, he's cheap. He's obviously cheap.
I thought about that today because Mejia got released today.
Oh, okay.
The Angels. I think it was the Angels. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about Gonzalez today. I was like, why would you like? This was a guy that last year, if his power could have developed, like if he could have been a third, you would have won the division by 15 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're just missing that one bat. Just give me one bat. Just give me one.
Yeah.
Just give me one.
It's gonna
now
have to
he's wearing pinstripes.
Yeah.
Well, War, I'm pretty sure they already designated him again, was Gonzalez.
Yeah, they designated him a while ago, a couple weeks ago.
And he cleared waivers, obviously. I didn't see that part. Now I know that he is.
No, but I was surprised they didn't you didn't hear anything about them putting a claim on him and that. And it's just weird.
Well, nobody did. The Guardians never made it public at all when that ended up happening.
No, they didn't.
No.
I just looked up on the humble and sounds like the Yankees got Gonzalez. Like, wow.
Yeah, we got him for that one dude, the center fielder.
Well, what we do have for the Guardians is those $49 standing room only seats that you can get. They're
Ballpark pass.
And that's not a bad deal right there. So
and the Shaq Diesel concert, June 22nd, after the Toronto Blue Jays game. I got the email today. He's going to help perform.
When Shaq first came out with his first album, I don't know how old I was, maybe 12 or whatever like that. I'll be honest with you. It was pretty good. Like I think Shaq, I mean, he is such an entertainer, and say what you want about the rap game and stuff like that. But the world needs more people like Shaq in this world because he is a pure entertainer that likes to have fun. And I don't know. Shaq is allegorious. Shaq, I mean, nothing's gonna stop me from being outstanding. That was a good album.
Yeah.
Shaq's a comparison in basketball as to Pat McAfee in football. He wants to try to do everything.
All right, I'm gonna go take a dump and I'm signing off.
Hold on. Did I do this right?
Well, we can all sign off together. So I just want to thank everybody for joining another rousing edition of the We Like Sportz Show. Let's go around the horn. Peyton, what do you got? Final thoughts.
I have ED, I think, right? Do I have it up?
You got it good. That's good. You got it bad.
You're finger deep in your ED.
What? I was talking about Ed. I wasn't talking about ED, like Hims. Not a sponsor, but if you want to help us out, Hims,
please
feel free.
Yes.
Anyways, final thoughts. We like sportspc.com. This upcoming week, our guy Brian that just came over with Michael on we like sportspc.com. We have a 3, maybe 4, I think, offhand article series with the Mets talking about their starting pitching, their bench players, their infielders.
Fucking sucks. The Mets starting pitching is so dog shit. I saw that potential.
The article is great, and check it out.
Oh my god!
The article series is great. Thank you, CJ.
The article should be like 2 words. It stinks. End article.
See, that's why this is also coming from the guy that did an extensive 7-round mock draft last year.
I did. I wouldn't have done that this year.
You should try it. You said
certain guy. I just saw Mike pumping out articles for Peyton and just being obvious headline, like Mets previewing the Mets starting pitching. It's gonna suck. End of article.
we gotta teach CJ that you're allowed to shit on things. Just don't shit on our things.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad article, but the Mets starting pitching, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, the Mets might lose 100 games this year. This rotation's gonna be low.
But kudos to Frankie for leaving for the money. Go on.
Francisco, don't be lazy. His name is Francisco. Don't be lazy like the Cleveland media.
What? Who?
All right, I gotta take a dump. I'm thankful for Peyton ruining the great debate.
I just did you a favor in the end.
It was much needed to be ruined.
I'll come back next week when we debate again.
I'm also, a little sad for Peyton's dog having to lick all that peanut butter off his what.
Oh.
All right, I gotta take shit.
All right, thanks.
Allegedly licking peanut butter off his nutsack. Allegedly.
All right.
Allegedly.
That was too far, man.
Say goodbye. All right.
Yeah. Wait, Keith, come back. Wait.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That took me off.
What are we doing?
All right, Keith. Final words. Final thoughts here.
Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland. Don't take it personal. It's just, unfortunately, the law of the land. And you are the highest paid player.
I didn't think it was far enough. I don't see how it's too far. I definitely, it felt too far. I came back to apologize. No, Peyton's dog did not lick peanut butter off his nutsack. It might have, but it might have.
Has not made an appearance on the show. Your dog, on the other hand, has. And whatever happens underneath that camera is in question.
I didn't disappear with a jar of peanut butter, all right?
I came back with Doritos, no peanut butter. Not a sponsor.
8 Doritos off his.
It wasn't crunchy peanut butter, was it?
Yeah.
It was no peanut butter. And
not
CJ was eating pudding. What was that?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Where was that pudding last week? And when was your dog? Where was he?
It was up.
Don't care. See you later, CJ.
Sorry about that, Keith. It's your final thought.
Darius Garland.
Who keeps on letting him in?
Darius Garland, keep your head up. Work through your struggles, man. Because the Cavs are going to need you when it's really said and done come the playoffs. everybody's been getting on this case and everything. Even myself, I ain't gonna even lie, because everybody expects more from it.
You know what? To your point, Keith, because I want to mention this too. I didn't even realize it because I was upset after they lost to the Magic. I was upset after they lost to the 76ers.
They got bullied against the Magic.
The Magic are sneaky good, though. They're like
good.
a 35-18 team. How? And Paolo ended up hitting a huge game winner with like 0.5 seconds left. I mean, the Magic are tough. The Cavs are tough. I mean, just shows you that that could be.
It helps to have Magic on your side.
True. Casey knows it. I mean, Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's rough though when you end up seeing these teams, but you end up seeing how much of a value Donovan Mitchell has, and if he leaves, this could be the future.
Yeah,
you need to get somebody, and Bronny's not even on the board anymore. ESPN said that he's probably 2025.
Actually, I just want Bronny just to stay in school.
Yeah, I think that's his best.
Have fun, work on your game, and if it's meant,
your dad is the greatest basketball player, arguably, of all time. It's going to be such tough expectations and things. Live your life, kid, and have fun.
Don't try to do too much too soon.
He's rich. It's not like, oh my gosh, if he doesn't make it, he's going to be like starving. I mean,
not only just that, like the kid collapsed on the court earlier on in the year. The kudos to him for getting through, and still, like, if that's the worst case scenario that you're getting drafted to the NBA in 2025.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, health before wealth. Health before wealth.
Yes.
And he has the wealth. And I mean, those sponsorship deals alone, I mean,
Bronny's going to make more money in NIL.
What's this kid?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. You got it.
He's going to make NIL money by the boatloads if he stays in school. So
absolutely.
Yeah. What do you got to lose?
Stay in school. I hate when people say, oh,
transfer to Ohio State
and that, and go here. I'm like, just let the kid rest and play basketball.
Let's go kids.
Let him be a kid.
Yep.
It's like, come on now, But like I said, the Cavs, Darius Garland, keep your head up, keep grinding and everything. Even though I will say, got to get within the motion of the offense.
Keith, plug All About Sports 216 and don't mess up the name.
Yes.
New name.
Be sure to check out All About Sports 216 every Thursday at 6 p.m. as me and Ed discuss the Cavs, the Browns, Cleveland State, and the Guardians.
Keith, one question. Is there All About Sports top 10 NBA coming up anytime soon?
Ooh.
It may be.
Ooh, I like that.
It may be.
Where could you find that out if you do?
Where would you find that at? Yeah.
You will find it soon.
Oh, okay.
WeLikeSportsPC.com, folks.
That's right.
On WeLikeSportsPC.com, and also the video will probably be on YouTube as well.
No dogs involved in the video.
I ain't got no dog either.
So it's a good thing there's no dogs, because I mean that's a rent-a-dog situation. That poor pup's gonna have to come back somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea.
I like that. So, check out All About Sports 216.
A lot of forehead, but a lot of brain.
And my final thoughts are, hey, great show. Love you guys. We Like Sportz Show, doing great things. Be back probably next Monday.
I can do Mondays. Heads up, guys, really quick while I'm on the show. This upcoming month in March is going to be chaotic for me. I'm going to end up trying to hop on as much as I can. We end up having boys and girls high school basketball at the radio station. Like I mentioned before, 1450/93.5 FM. Also could be found on the country station out there, 100.9 if we're simulcasting games. We had that last Saturday with Danbury in one matchup for their finals, Margaretta on the other. It's a lot. It's a lot going on right now, but honestly, tune in if you just want to hear good basketball, because they're good games overall. And we're going into districts for the girls. We're going into sectionals for the boys. That's my life. This upcoming week, today is my only day off. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
You spent it with us, Peyton. We appreciate it.
And I'm with my guys, and we're talking sports. And I'm working 2 jobs still on top of doing this. It's exhausting, but I love this shit. Keep it going. Thank you guys for continuing it always. But if I'm gone, if I'm missing, if I'm on for 5 minutes, if I'm on for 50 minutes, if I'm on, I'm on. If I'm off, I'm off. Enjoy it. Support us all around. The radio station I work at, us as a team overall, at WeLikeSportsPC.com, at K_Allen569, at Ed in Columbus, at SEEJAY Hawkins or Hawk. I don't know what his name is. He changed
DJ Hawk.
Peyton Vince for me. And, I mean, we have Michael that his at 643 X spaces. I know it's 643 offhand. My apologies. But guys, stay tuned because a lot of good things are happening.
Yes,
enjoy it, guys. And baseball season is right around the corner. This is the grind right now, and we love doing this.
Yep. Well, the only thing I gotta say is check me out again Wednesday. I got invited back to the Dog Chug, so shout out to Andy, Ross, and Roger. I will be back with their shenanigans on Wednesday, and I'll see Keith on Thursday because you know what? I always like to give shouts out to people that love us back, and we love them. So, and shout out to Bougie Sports as well. So, but we like sports, and we're glad that you all tuned in on this episode. We will be back next Monday with a full packed episode. Breakhead news, great debate, fun and excitement. The guns coming from Peyton. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, hey, enjoy your week, and we'll be back next Monday. Peace.
We like sports. You should too.